The poop-isode. The poopcast.
So welcome to our first poopcast.
Poop-isode.
Where we're going to talk about the stigma and break all the stigma around
the poop barriers just to get people to start doing colonoscopies regularly as needed.
proactive health.
Proactive health.
101 poop style.
Starting with your poop shoot. Here we go.
There we go.
Here's the deal. We're two moms and we popped babies out in our 40s.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard. It was hard.
It's also the best thing that's ever happened to either one of us.
Yeah, but now we're moms in our 40s.
In our 40s.
With preschoolers.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about that.
Let's talk about it.
Let's bring the community together of women.
All the moms, 40, 20.
And also, let's just talk about, real shit. Real life, real women shit.
Yeah, real women shit. Let's do that.
Shit's hard. And also, it's funny. Life is funny.
Let me just pull my bush out of my bush.
Cheers.
Cheers. I'm filtered.
Because if you want a show, we're a shit show. We're here for you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, if you guys haven't met us before, if you're new here, hey, you that's new
Welcome.
here to Maturish Mamas.
Welcome to Maturish Mamas. I'm Maturish Megs.
I'm Maturish Cal.
And you've reached us.
You're doing it right now, and we're not too mature. We're medium mature.
Medium low.
Yep. But we're old, but we're not too old. We're medium old.
So we're mature.
Ish. And we've got toddlers in our 40s.
In our
and
40s.
You're watching us because we just have fun. We share about real life. And we've talked to some really cool moms about from motherhood stuff just to women's stuff. And we're literally just getting started, you guys.
Yeah. We just broke onto this scene and we got a lot more coming your way.
If you watch us, we're wearing fabulous necklaces usually. Today, spoiler alert, we're wearing poop emoji necklaces. Made by yours truly.
I know, look at how cute Cal made these little necklaces for us today. They're the cutest.
I'm going to wear mine every day, and especially every day I have a colonoscopy every day. Definitely going to be wearing this
Definitely going to be wearing it.
poop emoji.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're so cute.
So yeah, if you haven't subscribed, press that big old bing ding button. Or like last time you said, smash the heart.
Smash the heart. I don't know. I don't even think that's what they say.
I think that's
smash
what
that follow button.
Yeah, I think that's what Wreck-It Ralph says.
Yeah. Smash that heart. Smash the heart. Follow us. Comment. Like it.
Do it.
Share it.
Oh, join our group.
Join our group on Facebook, you guys. That's been so fun so far. That's the coolest. So get on Facebook. Because if you're mature-ish, you still do Facebook. Because that's what we do.
And people are like, do I have to be a mom or can I be 70? We have all types in there, except for not you dudes. Sorry, we are. What's the word? We're prejudiced against.
Yeah, we have a penis prejudice on our.
On
our Facebook page.
I mean, it's just the truth. I know there's a lot of stuff going on, but you're not in the group because it's for moms. I mean, for women. For women.
For women. It's for women only.
Clear it up.
Just like golf. It's Wolf.
I hear that all the time. Do you guys too? I've never seen a golf course with a dude on it. It's only for women. Is that what we're talking about?
No, doesn't golf mean... Hold on. It's an acronym for...
Girls only live...
Ladies and females.
Yeah.
Girls only, ladies and females.
Yeah, I think that we're completely not onto anything.
No, it's gentlemen only. Gentlemen only, ladies forbidden. That's what golf, I'm pretty sure, stands for.
Okay. I thought just like golf, like guys weren't allowed to golf. And
No,
then it's
girls
golf,
aren't
women.
allowed.
Everybody caught up. Y'all circled around. Women only, gentlemen forbidden. Wolf. We're part of the Wolves team.
We'll work on it. We'll workshop that one still. We got this.
I'm glad we didn't name our show that.
Me too. I mean, it's not
hard enough.
I was going to say, it's not that much easier now.
Y'all are trying to find us, and it might be hard, but once you do, that's why you have to press the subscribe button so you never lose us.
Yeah, you don't want to lose us in all this stuff.
Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's talk about shit.
Shit. Brought to you today by Colonoscopies.
That's right, by your GI doctor near you, whichever one that is. Yep, that's the one for you.
That's one for you. Because guess what? Just like everything in our life, the style that our life goes, Callie and I scheduled our colonoscopies unknowingly within the same week of each other. So
we were like, wait, we recorded last week and neither one of us had had our colonoscopy. And 1 week later, here we are, cleaned out. We're coming to you clean as a whistle.
That's my whistle.
We all know Megs can't whistle.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, go back to episode number 3. Just kidding. One of those though. Yeah. And we want to, you used the right word. I keep saying debunk. It's we want to remove the stigma or the negative feelings around, or even just the fear of it, because we're going to talk about it today. Not in any type of medical sense. We have no medical advice for you today. I am not a gastroenterologist.
Yeah. Warning.
At all.
We can't even say the word right.
But
so don't do that.
But we did just have our shitters taken care of. And some people are embarrassed to talk about it, or they're embarrassed to even think about going to an appointment. And it's incredibly important.
So incredibly important. That's another part of this for us is it's hit our lives pretty closely. And we've realized how incredibly important it is. Even my GP was like, there's absolutely zero reason anyone should ever die, D-I-E, from...
Good spelling.
Thank you. From colon cancer. It's totally 100% preventable. So they keep moving it back. So now 45 is the year. So there is some medical advice. I take it back. I lied right to your faces. 45, you got to start your colonoscopies now.
She always lies.
Such a liar.
That's the one stat that I was seeing, is that there are much less cases now of colon cancer, colorectal cancer, rectal cancer, because there's a bunch of different ones, because there's different areas of your anus and your intestines. And there is less cases, but there's more younger, which is why they continue to make the adaptations and change. So just for another fun fact, Meg, 45, she said that. But if you have family history, then you're going to want to talk to your doctor about having it sooner. Or if you're having some weird GI shit going on. GI shit. We're going to say shit. You guys, every time we say shit this episode, if it's the right hour of the day for you, take a drink. I don't know. Why not? Shit's getting real. Meg will be like, I never got to talk because Cal's just over there saying shit. Just pause the episode. We've got to fill our drinks.
And fun fact, I did just clear out all my shit. So we'll see how this goes down.
Yeah, well, she's like got like a quarter of a shot in there. She's going to see. I was like, we haven't drank on an episode in a long time. We should break that habit. Yeah. Not drinking on the episode.
Because let's talk about medical necessity. Alcohol.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so if you have a family history, if you've got GI stuff going on, and Megs, would you ever know, when I went in, she's like, wow, it's been a long time since we've seen you. I am 45. Megs, she's on top of her shit. She's 44 and she did it.
Well, actually, he asked me to go when I was 41.
She's not. And why didn't you go? Tell us.
Because I didn't want to.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, really, that's what it was. It was like, I don't want to do that. I was scared, kind of nervous about it. And I just didn't know. The process of the whole thing really was kind of just like freaking me out. I'm like, because everybody, you hear the things about, you got to drink this drink. It's the nastiest thing ever. Right. You shit your face off for 3 days. I mean, it's like, they tell you like everything, the worst parts of it. So I was like,
traumatize it completely.
No,
yeah,
no, thanks.
And that's like a great point because we're hoping that you guys that are sitting here watching who haven't gotten it or are thinking about doing what this one did and saying no, just say no, Officer Barry. He's going to come up in every other episode. I can't wait till he starts washing. Then it reminds you like that's normal.
Yeah.
She just went through that. But then she said yes. And
because I had it hit a little closer than I wanted it to.
Yeah.
And then it was like, no, this is really super important actually. And then, hearing that from my doctor too, like this is totally preventable. I don't know why people aren't doing it. And then, I was like, okay, yeah, why aren't we doing it?
Yeah.
So.
And just to be sensitive, I'm sure that there are cases, if you guys want to write to us or say, hey guys, there are situations where I've had it and it has been before 45, clear. But in general, this is what her physician is saying. is that when we make the decision to have proactive health and go in and take care of our bums, if there's something going on, not only can they identify it, this is a huge thing for me, but they can help prevent it by removing the pull-ups where pull-ups.
Just a reminder, we have toddlers. So pull-ups, polyps, it all runs together. Polyps.
Yep, the polyps. And they can actually remove those right there so that they can test them, do their biopsies, take the entire mass out if they need to. So it's not like they're just like poking around and then be like, okay, you got to do it again next week. Yeah. They're actually like taking action. Action in your ass.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why people... Maybe I'm not going to be helpful this one. We're going to talk about that too, you guys, and you're going to get over it. Okay.
We're going to talk about some ass action.
You're not going to get over it like it's like some sort of experimentation in college. Like, we're going to talk to you about how it's not bad.
It's really not. It's really, really not. That's why we wanted to do this today, because I was so nervous. I was really nervous. And just so y'all know, Cal went first. Her appointment was first. She had done it once before. This was my very, very first time. And I made the decision. I was like, Callie, let's not talk about it at all to each other until
we do the poopicode.
The poopcast.
So welcome to our first poopcast. Poopicode, where we're going to talk about the stigma and break all the stigma around
the poop barriers just to get people to start doing colonoscopies regularly as needed.
Proactive health.
101
poop style.
Starting with your poop shoot. Here we go.
There we go. So I did have one before, as Megs mentioned, and I was trying to remember why, because sometimes I don't remember yesterday or 5 minutes ago. So she's like, yeah, you came in, 16 years ago. I was 29. And I was like, why did I come in when I was 29? I know that my dad had his done. And at some point he was like, yeah, they removed some things but I don't have cancer, or they removed the cancer out. However, his explanation was
his mansplaining.
Yeah,
that's totally
right.
Yeah, they just took the cancer.
They took the cancer out, and I'm good now. So don't worry about any sort of pre-existing conditions for your family. I'm like, what, Dad? Yeah. So I go tell my doctor that, and they're like, okay, so you are predisposed, so let's do it earlier and more often for you. We don't even actually know his results still to the day. I don't, unless I call his doctor, I'm not going to get the answer.
True.
Also, though, I had been having some serious GI issues because that was when we were filing bankruptcy, and we have a full conversation about that, but I was having some serious worry and stress and concern about what other people thought about me, and I made myself sick for a year, and they were shoving tubes down the throat and up the butt, and they were just trying to check my whole intestines, and they discovered that it was stress. But anyways, I kept it clear, and I also got to have that experience of colonoscopy number 1, so we could be here with colonoscopy number 2.
Number dos.
Number dos.
Number doo-doo.
Oh, these puns, the shit puns don't end.
Nope.
Okay, so we're going to share our experiences.
Yep.
Let's go from prep all the way through prep
to pooping to post-procedure.
Here we go. Just so you know, why are you guys sharing about this shit? Again, shit, I just can't.
I'll just let you know too, I'm horrible at drinking games because I drink in between the game. Always, even when we're playing cards or anything, and it's like, how come I'm the one who's so drunk and nobody else?
I forgot we mentioned the drinking game, and she's over there still participating. Shit. Well, no, and we want to be open and honest with you guys, because it's not something to be embarrassed about speaking about. It is our proactive health, and everybody has a butt, and everybody poops, and it's just a part of your system. And now, I don't know about you, Megs, probably not so much with Caston, but my kids won't stop asking me about it. They're like, Mom, does God make all of your body? Did God make your butt? How does your poop work? What happens? So we talk about food going into your stomach and what it does, and your intestines, and how your butt pushes it out and plops it in the toilet.
Yeah, Whitney and I were talking about it on the way here today.
Not surprised. Hey, Megs, do you poop out your butt too?
He was like, we had to watch Caston because you had to go to the doctor. And I said, that's right. Do you know what they did? They looked up my butt. And he was like, my mom said that they opened your tummy and looked inside. I'm like, that's right. whatever your mom said is the right way. And so then he wanted to know. I mean, we had the same conversation. Like, my mom said that they didn't really look up your butt.
Well, I said they looked at our insides.
Yeah. Okay. So that was the way he interpreted it.
Yeah, I didn't want them to get curious about like sticking Skittles up there or something, you know, being like, wait, up your butt? So I was like, yeah, no, they looked at our,
they looked at the
our
inside.
intestines. So how do you talk to your toddler about it?
I
like
think
that?
that's great.
Yeah.
I just said, they looked up my butt.
Right up my good old anus is what they did. Let me explain to you all the parts of your colon.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear about it?
Yep.
Your intestine it's like 5 feet long. Isn't that what they said? Something like that, I think.
Okay. Did they talk to you about it?
Califact. Yeah, she talked to me about some stuff. I don't really remember though. You know, much I hadn't eaten. Let's get to that part in a second.
Yep. Okay.
Prep. Let's talk about the prep first. I'll tell you what not to do. The first time that I had my colonoscopy, I got strep. Strep as a 29-year-old woman is horrible. Like, I'm pretty tough, but I did not like that. So I didn't eat for 3 days, and then I had to prep, and I didn't cancel my appointment because I was like, nope, I already got it. Should have canceled because then I didn't get to eat for 5 days. The not eating is not as bad as you think.
No.
So that's where we start. Let's talk about that part. Not eating.
So it is the prep is like just generally, the 3 days before, no nuts, seeds, raw vegetables, right? You got to stop kind of eating those types of things.
So I did listen to something. They just say basically decrease your fiber. They could have just said, hey, decrease your fiber because
that's
you don't
hard
want to
for
have
most people. They don't get all that.
They don't know what fiber is. So so like decrease your fiber a few days before so you're not like full.
Yeah,
of
no
shit.
nuts, seeds, and popcorn too, because those little things kind of like, and will also like can get in there. Like, yeah. So that's 3 days before. Then one day before, you stop eating. You don't eat anything. You can drink water, have clear fluids, and
like broth.
Yeah, I did beef
without cream.
Broth because it was like felt like I was actually kind of getting like something savory eating, and then popsicles and water. I just drank water,
but not bright colors. At least is that something that they say right now? Like not red, and purple, blue.
Orange, blue. Yeah.
So
any of your primaries.
But if you have a gray popsicle, you can pop that all you want. Gray that up. Or brown.
Ooh, yummy.
Nice
gray popsicle. Ooh, a nice brown popsicle.
Give me a treat. Can't be a fudgesicle. It's got to just be the
dairy free
water. Yeah.
So not eating. So this is the one thing that I learned about not eating, especially having a toddler in my house.
Yeah.
I just throw shit in my mouth.
Oh,
like I wasn't even that hungry, to be honest. And which was great because usually I think it was more of a mental thing because usually when I'm like restricted on something, I'm the type of person that I'm like, I need it. I want it more. Like I got to have more of it.
So you're human.
So I'm a human woman. And so I was like a little bit worried about that part, not eating for like a day and a half because my procedure wasn't until 1:30 the following day.
Hot tip, try to schedule your procedure earlier if possible. But if you can't, it is what it is.
There was some pros and cons to it. So
true. Yeah.
But yeah, so one full day before I was like, okay, so I literally just eat shit because it's in front of me sometimes. So that was an interesting part to learn.
Awareness.
Yeah, because with a toddler, there's stuff on the counter. He didn't finish this. And I'm just like, like I'm a human Pac-Man because because it's there. And so that really did help me to realize like, you probably don't need to just eat for the fact of eating also because there's nothing else to do. I did find that I was like, I'm kind of bored. What would I be doing? Reading and eating.
Yeah.
Like that's what I would be doing at the same time. So interesting. Yeah. But yeah, so 24 hours, no food, no solid food.
And so some recommendations for this, because you might be like, okay, I'm going to listen to these girls and I'm going to go get my pooper scoopered. Try to have a busy agenda the day that you're not eating. If you haven't fasted a lot before, I know people that don't eat on Sundays. Literally, that's just they let their body reset and they just don't eat on Sundays.
I know.
We're not good. That's not you or I. We like to eat.
Yeah.
So that happens. But try to stay busy, I would say.
Yeah, that's great.
I was like, I'm going to try to clean my house. So like we went to the gym in the morning. We did a podcast. Then I was like, okay, I have 8 more hours before I get to go to bed. So I was like, I'm going to deep clean different areas of the house and or try to do a project where it's going to distract you. So you're staying away or to leave the house if you can. So then you're not around it. Also, I would say for me, one of the recommendations is trying to maybe communicate with the people around you some consideration. Like don't don't get my favorite meal that day or warm up the pizza right in front of me.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, it does. That's helpful.
It can be nice.
Yeah.
Don't tease me with it.
Yeah. Especially at the end of the day. That's when it started to get a little harder for me, was like closer to dinner time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I would say the same thing. But then you're going to start your fluids, and then you're freaking full of fluids. So then you're not hungry.
That's exactly
anymore.
what happened. As I was starting to get hungry, and so I had some broth, and then it was time. And to be honest, I was like, I started my fluids a half an hour early because I'm like, I'm tired of waiting for this shit. I'm gonna just like, what's the point? What's the difference? I mean, I don't think you should start it hours earlier. There's probably some rhyme or reason to it. Yeah. But 30 minutes, didn't you do 15? Like
I did.
Cause you start, I mean, I would literally was getting anxious about even just doing that, because honest to God, that was the part I was the most nervous about up until that
was
point.
drinking the juice.
Oh,
okay.
Up to that point.
Yeah.
Then I got new nervous things to be nervous about. But up to that point, I was the anticipation of what was going to happen, because I hadn't done it yet before.
And you hadn't watched our podcast yet.
And I hadn't watched our podcast, and I hadn't known anything but what people have told me about it, that I was like, first of all, I was thinking I was going to have to, what did Shay call it? Plug and chug.
That stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And it wasn't even that bad, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a little bit thicker than I maybe would like my liquids to be, but
I hear that.
But Mom, close your ears. I've swallowed worse things.
I wish we had louder laughs, because sometimes you're like, wait, did the sound go out? You're like, oh no, they both silent laugh. I listen to other podcasts where the guy's like, I'm like, those laughs are great, but neither one of us make noise when we laugh. Is there a solution for that? Can you guys help teach us how to laugh different?
Yeah.
Are you saying it's true?
Because when we laugh hard, you don't hear it. Like if we're like little laughing, it's like, oh, hi.
Yeah. But when we go after it, it's just like silence for 2 minutes. This is why you got the Basement Yard Boys like pounding shit. They're like, oh, so funny. Because then we know that they're laughing.
I love that. That's awesome.
Oh my gosh. Wait. Okay. So go back. We just want you guys to be prepped for everything.
Yeah,
so
prepped.
you're not eating days. You've got some suggestions. You've got some tips. It's not that bad. For me, it was easier just to not eat, not trying to like think about, should I have applesauce or whatever. And then my same. I kind of feel like it just, sometimes that second you have a bite of food, it like triggers your hunger,
Oh, sure.
So then it's like, let me eat. And I also do want to disclose that both Megan and I pretty much realized that we ate like horses up until that. Like, you don't have to, but for the 5 days before, subconsciously, I was like, Megs, I gained 5 pounds.
Yeah. Mine was subconsciously. And then also one other recommendation, try to schedule it when you're not on your period.
But surprise,
I was PMSing before. That's why I was like shoveling food and also knowing I'm not gonna be able to eat. Yeah. So I'm like shoveling this food in my mouth for the first 5 days. And I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me. And then the day of my prep, that night I wake up and I'm like,
this makes sense.
Fantastic.
This makes sense.
So not only do I get to do this, but then also I get to be on my period at the same time. So that's another recommendation, is to try and, I mean, if you're still getting your period, maybe try not to, just be aware of your cycle.
But it's not, you're probably going to schedule it so far out. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay either way. It's going to be all right,
Because I did it.
Yeah. You wouldn't know.
I had my period and they still did it. So there you go. Now also, y'all know that.
Yep. There's no risk there.
No risk there.
Go ahead and just still get after it. I had burritos 4 days every day for 4 days. Sunday morning, smothered bean burrito. Like, what is happening? That's like a once a month occurrence for me.
Yeah.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It's like, what do you a burrito?
Every day you wake up, you're just like, what am I hungry for?
What do you want to shit out?
Smothered burrito.
A burrito. I don't know.
Well,
if you didn't know us well before,
the past experiences, that does shit out pretty well. So
yeah, it's true. I mean, it's not very fibrous. It's just little beans. I mean, the beans, but that's easy to
I'm sure they rinsed them.
Yeah. I'm sure they did. Okay. So that's number one. Now we're at the liquid. Riddle me this, but don't riddle me. I'll riddle you this.
Okay.
I learned from one of my kind souls that I know. She pulled me over at the gym and she's like, Cal, I've been watching your colonoscopy conversations because just me online. I'm like, hey guys, guess who's getting their butt probed? Because I want people to know. I want them to be like, this is a normal thing. And she's like, I just had mine. And she took a pill. So there is a pill option that she said her husband has to get quite a few. She said it's a little bit better. But you know what, Megan? That's cool for her. I think that for me, having the ridiculous amount of liquids that kept me full and distracted wasn't a bad thing. So,
true.
You know, this, that, applesauce, toast.
That's right. Tomatoes.
That's what I meant.
Potatoes. Baby toast. Yeah, I think that that's true. And isn't that nice that there's options now too? I didn't get any options. They just said, here, this is what you're getting. But now that you say that, yeah, if I just had swallowed a pill, no, I don't think I you know what? It's about the whole process too. Yeah. It's like, I'm going to chug this thing. I kept telling myself, like, my little mantra to myself that for the whole thing, from not eating everything, it was like, I can do hard things. I can do hard things. Like, I can do this. Anything I can do anything. I can do anything.
24 hours. And now do you even consider it like a hard thing?
No.
Yeah. Now it's just like,
nothing,
I can do.
Let me tell you, nothing was hard.
Nothing was hard about that. Nothing on
Still
her.
Still
nothing
not all the way
on her
hard.
husband. Nothing. Anything was hard.
No. And Johnny was so supportive. And just like really, I mean, that's in our relationship, we're pretty honest about, I mean, not like gross honest, but honest enough that it's like, I came downstairs and he'd look me in the eye like, has it started yet? And I'm like,
has it begun?
Yeah. Okay. So drink your drink. Why don't you go through your process first?
Okay. So my process, let's just start there. I had the jug. I just got one jug of juice, and not jug of juice. It's just like a jug of powder. They couldn't mail it to me. I had to go pick it up, apparently, because it's, this big. It's
like a Stanley cup.
It is. Exactly.
Like those guys with the it's literally a jug.
It's a jug of juice
of powder.
Yep. So they say mix it up the morning or the night before and then put it in the fridge. Now I learned this afterwards. Somebody said they put it in the fridge so that it's easier to drink. I would not have put that in the fridge. I would prefer to drink like a room temperature, especially if I'm chugging something.
I agree.
Personally,
I did mine.
Yeah. Room tempy.
Yeah, I actually put it in the fridge and then I left it out.
I wasn't sure if it would like go bad or
but
something.
Mine wasn't. I mixed it later. So anyways. But
So that's one point. Somebody else told me not to put in the lemon flavoring. I do not like flavored or sweet things. And you have to drink, I think for most of them, like 12 ounces every 15 minutes. So, again, I wouldn't do the flavoring. That's what I enjoyed. And then I wanted to make the process easy. And like what you were saying, Megs, it was kind of like gave you something to do because now you're not eating. You're like, okay, cool. Like I have 2 hours of drinking this stuff. So I went through and I measured a little cup and I put a tape line on it of 12 ounces. So I could easily just pour mine in there because I didn't want to like pour it into a cup and then be pouring it into there and making sure it was 12 ounces. Cause you have to drink the whole thing by the end of it, right?
Yeah. You have 1 hour to drink your allotted amount, or did you have 2?
I had 2 hours.
Okay, so you had 2 hours,
and yours will be a little bit different, whatever. But like the point is, those are a couple tips for doing that piece. And then for me, because I had one jug for the night and for the next morning, I was like, I'm gonna lose track of 10. I don't know about you guys, but it's like if I do a set of 3, I can count. But when I have to do more than a set of 5 of anything, I'm like, what? Where am I? What? I don't have that many fingers, So you could dip your finger in a cup of Kool-Aid, like grape Kool-Aid, every single time. If you wanted, you'd have all these dark colored fingers when you go.
That seems like the most the most reasonable way to keep track of your poop juice. Dip your finger in grape Kool-Aid, but you got to leave it there long enough so it dies at the cup.
We have 15 minutes
and you can't lick it because you're not allowed to have grape Kool-Aid right now.
And it's going to smell like grape Kool-Aid, which is so good.
You're going to have 10 purple fingertips.
But they'll probably be slightly brown the next day because they'll be wearing off.
And the nails are going to be beautiful.
Oh my gosh. The other thing I did, maybe truthfully, is I had a permanent marker and I just like made my boxes and just crossed off a box. So I didn't.
That's a great idea. Yeah. That's a great idea.
It helped.
Yeah.
And that was mine. That was my jug prep. Yours any different?
Yeah, mine was a bit different. So mine was 2 jugs, 2 separate jugs with powder in them. Mine did get mailed to me, right to my home. I know.
Good job. Way to go.
And so it came right to my house about a week before. So I had it just staring at me on top of my fridge for a week.
Me too.
And so finally, and I just get myself worked up about stuff sometimes, I guess, because I read the instructions on what to do like 50 times because they send them over in like a downloadable PDF. So they're on my phone. So like, especially day of, I was like, okay, I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to do this. I like and I don't know why I was so nervous.
There was really only like 4 things to do, but still.
You get the jug out, you open it, you put water in it, you drink. Mine was 8 ounces every 15 minutes for an hour.
Oh, so only 4? Wow.
I had 4 glasses.
Isn't that interesting?
I live my life a little differently. I just poured it in as much as I could handle. And I did as much as I could, and then I'd chug it. So when I got to the end, it was like this much.
I love that.
So I don't know if maybe because you had to do all of yours at once because your appointment was in the morning, right?
No, I still had to do the same whole process at 4 a.m. I had to do it before. So I did it the night and...
another 2 jugs?
Mm-hmm. Well, no, one jug.
Second.
Yeah, and the second one I only
right.
had to do 6 cups. The first one I had to do 10 cups. So your instructions might be a little bit different, but it's manageable, I think is the point.
Yeah, it was totally manageable. So what I did, because I had 2 jugs, I had to do one the evening before around, I think I started at 6:30. So I drank that one every 15 minutes. I just would chug down a water. Like you said, I did. Mine said to start it make it an hour before and put it in the fridge in 1 hour.
This sounds so interesting how different they are.
I know, that is interesting. But I didn't even keep it in an hour because I told you I got anxious and I started 30 minutes early.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even that cold to start with. And then I realized, oh yeah, this coldness, I just wanted it to be room temperature.
Yep.
So I just left it out on the counter and then chugged it for every 15 minutes for an hour.
I would say the most uncomfortable part for me of the entire process is that I just felt really full. But so
it's kind of a thicker, like aloe juice kind of, would you say? It's kind of like that same consistency. It's like just a little bit thicker. And because I had 2 jugs, I wanted to see the difference between unflavored and flavored. So I did my first jug flavored and then I left my second jug unflavored. They just gave me like a lemon lime flavor.
What's your preference? What'd you think?
I have to say that it tasted almost exactly the same, except that the lemon lime one was a little bit easier for me to chug it down.
So try a little bit.
So I did it. Yeah. I mean, it was pretty sweet though. Like the sweetness was like a little bit, but maybe because it was sour too.
Yeah.
But it's just preference, personal preference. But
and it's that part's easy. You guys be great. Now you haven't eaten for a day. Now you've had a couple drinks of aloe-ish type liquid. And then you don't know when your body is going to start the shitapalooza.
The elimination process.
When did yours start? How long did yours take?
20 minutes.
And that makes sense because I think yours must be way stronger because I had to take way more liquid because mine took 2 hours.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, waiting at this point. I'm like, come on, just. Yeah.
And I think that is one thing that you had told me. So I was like, oh, I got a good hour and a half at least.
I'm going to go to the park.
Nope. 20 minutes later.
Okay, let's talk about the poop. Let's talk about it because people are scared. They're like, it's not.
This was the thing I was most afraid about, to be honest.
Were you picturing Dumb and Dumber?
Yes. I was thinking 100%. Like explosive diarrhea, burning,
searing, eyes crossed.
Yeah. Like not being able to leave the toilet, or like I had to be like right next to the toilet.
Yeah.
Because if not, I would poop my pants or my bed or wherever I was.
Right.
I'd just start shitting
everywhere. Couldn't control. All of a sudden it was uncontrollable anus.
Yeah.
No, you guys, you just poop. You poop and like you have normal poops, and then like
I didn't even have any normal.
You went right to runny poop.
I went right to runny. To runny.
Maybe mine was right to runny, but wasn't like it moves from like kind of like a thick. You guys are going to get to know this, like a thicker runny to just runny, and then by the end of the process, it's just going to be like brown soup out of your butt.
I couldn't tell. It sounded like I was peeing. It literally sounded like I was peeing.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
And sometimes I was peeing and peeing. Poop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pooing.
Pewing.
At the same time. Because that's just how it works.
If you would have ever asked me 10 years ago, hey, do you think you'll sit and talk about your shit to everyone on the internet who would like to listen?
Record it for all of history.
because that shit never goes away on the interweb. Yes. But you guys, it wasn't like, it was just like you go to the bathroom. Mine lasted maybe for a couple hours. I just had my phone on a show I was watching. I asked my husband to take the kids I think that's a good tip. Hot tip.
Yeah.
Like,
get a babysitter if you can.
Yeah. Go away for a little bit.
Or a husband.
Or your kid's just going to watch you shit, which is fine too. But it's
Caston did the next day.
He did. He was just
every 5 minutes when I would go in there, he'd be like, I'll go with you. I'll go with you.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, bud.
I mean, he likes to do that anyway still.
Yeah.
Age group.
So you just, nowadays, you just have your phone and you just sit there and do what you were sitting there doing on the couch, but now you're doing it on the pot.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
I know it really wasn't bad. It felt, you just are like, oh, I have to go.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to go. And then you just get up and go.
Yeah.
And it wasn't anything that I couldn't hold in until I got to the bathroom.
Right.
I did notice that I was tired though, because I think the combination of not eating, the anxiety, knowing that your body's working to get all of this elimination out.
Yeah.
I did feel kind of tired. So I was laying in bed, like reading and watching a show, going between those things. And then I did notice though, gravity did make a difference. If I was up doing something, I was going more often.
Quicker. Okay.
Yeah, quicker.
Interesting.
So maybe if you want to get it over faster, you just do a little walk around your house or whatever, or, I wouldn't suggest jumping jacks, but
if you have a trampoline, see what happens and let us know. Write in the comments in our group. Well, it's fine. You can wash trams.
This is not a big deal when you put the sprinkler under the tram.
This is direct opposite of all
free fertilizer
things.
for your yard.
Now you have even more hot tips, you guys. Think about how much money you'll save.
It really is hot
great.
too.
Okay, that's another couple things that I know I've heard recommended from other people, because depending on what your diet was like, you might want a little like butt rub like your kid has, or like the
just like a little lubrication.
Yeah, just on your bum.
Some Vaseline or
I never had fire butt, but some people say they do have fire butt. Maybe you eat bean burritos every day up until the day of your procedure.
And
maybe not.
Maybe you like a hot Nashville chicken before and you decided, well, now that's got to come out.
Yep.
But yeah, I was never
uncomfortable,
painful. And even like, because then after you drink up your drink, then you got to take 2 Gas X. That was like kind of nice. I was like, I'm chewing.
Me
today.
Too. And it tasted good. I was like, this Maalox tastes good.
Yeah, I got peppermint Gas X and it was good.
Yeah. Because you are burping. Like, your tummy's like got some liquids in it. At least I was burping.
Yeah. So that did help with I didn't have any cramping or nausea or anything. That some people do experience that, but I didn't.
Yeah. And I would recommend having everybody surprise show up to your house right when you start your stuff, because I'm sitting over here. I just start my shit prep. And then like John's doing Zoom calls. He's on the phone. My brother-in-law shows up, pours a glass of whiskey. My kids are running in and out. I'm like, am I throwing a fucking party right now? And I'm like, poop party. I hadn't pooped yet. Like I was just like, I gained, I was like, I'm curious. So I wanted to weigh myself. So I think I was up like 4 pounds from when I started my prep. Like, cause I had to drink 120 ounces.
I was going to say, you drink a lot more liquid than I did. So I didn't feel uncomfortably full like that.
I was, and then it took me a little bit longer for the party to start. But yeah, I was like, can you guys all please leave? I requested politely, I love you so much. Will you take the kids to Chick-fil-A and just like get the out of my house?
Yeah, let me get this started.
Thank you. Yeah. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Tip number 2. You sleep. Then you go to bed and you sleep.
Yeah, it only lasted a few hours.
Yep.
And so even though I started at 6:30, by 9:15 I was ready for bed. I mean, and then I did get up once in the night. Like it did wake me up, but only once.
Yeah.
And I got up and eliminated the liquid, and then I went right back to sleep. And then I was fine again until the morning and ready to do my next bottle.
Next round. And that's, so the next day, day 2, depending on what, well, no matter what, whenever your thing is, you're going to do a little bit more of the liquid, get out the rest of the poop. We don't have to go through the process. It's the same process you just did, maybe a little bit less.
It's less. Yeah.
And for me, that was so great, because I was like, I'm on the final countdown. Like I didn't even think about the hunger anymore, because I'm like, I'm about to be done. So now there was like the finish line was right there. I was lucky enough to have a morning appointment. So that was awesome, because they couldn't be behind yet.
Yeah. What time was your appointment?
Behind 8. And you do have to get a
8 a.m.
pregnancy test if you're a woman, because they can't do that if you're pregnant. And I was like, I just had my period. And she's like, I got a string up my cooter, but they still want to do that for you.
I just had to sign a waiver because I said, I was like, I'm on my period. And she was like, oh, well, you can just sign this waiver.
Good
then.
for you.
I
Nice.
know.
That's great. The doctor, when I went in, she said that they did have one surprise where the lady went in and she was getting all ready. And she's like, guess what? You're pregnant. I hope you're happy about it. You're 40 something. I'm pregnant.
I know. My lady said they had too. She was like, one was happy, one was not.
I hope you guys are on part of the show now. You mamas, because you're mature-ish mamas.
Yeah.
Look at you. Okay. And then, so then we go to our appointment. Like and you have to have somebody drive you.
Yep. Because they do put you under.
Okay, so that was a little bit of I did not remember this from the first time around. I thought that you just went in and they kind of like gave you some laughing gas and like you could kind of watch the screen or maybe like see what's going on and then you were done you just skipped out.
I think that you can do that.
You can,
way.
yeah. You don't even have
you don't have to go under.
It's not. They said it's not even painful even if you're not under.
Yeah, but because I didn't know that until someone had told me that that's what their husband did.
Yeah.
He likes to be awake during it so that it's done and over and easy and in and out.
And
and then so that could have happened the first time, Cal. And also like
maybe it did.
Back in the day, I mean, God, that was like in the 1900s.
It was 1900
so maybe it was, maybe they didn't put you under.
Yeah. Could have just been, because that was my expectation. Because when they're, doing the other stuff, I didn't know. Mm-hmm. Okay. So this is where people get, people may be scared for the pooping part, but I think you might consider your anal region very private. Mm-hmm. That's normal. And you're like, I don't know if I want to do this because one, you feel like a certain way that it makes you a certain way to have that checked out or that something's going to be in there and that's an exit only sort of thing. But that's not the way science works. Like they take care of it a very meticulous way that is going to be looking for critical ailments and also keeping you very comfortable at the same time.
Absolutely. I mean, the prepping part I was anxious about, and then that was over. And even my husband was like, is it horrible? Because he hasn't done his yet. And he's feeling anxious too.
Because he should have already had it.
Well, it's this year. He's due that right now. He's 45.
Yep.
So he's not. He should have had his already. You're right. Yeah. So he was really, really anxious about knowing my process. And I was like, honey, it's actually not bad. The worst part is the frequency. That was all it was just having to get up, lay down, get up,
which
lay down.
I actually liked because I've never got to watch that much TV in my life in a row. I was like, leave me alone. And I was just like watching Gossip Girl. Like it was like a date night with myself.
Yeah.
And I was feeling svelte and good. And I had time to myself.
That is nice. So then after the pooping part, that settled in. Like, oh my gosh, like I was starting to realize they're going to put something up my butt. Like,
she's like, I know I've been prepping for this for a year now, but do you go through the intestines like Cal said? Or do you go
really
up
like
the butt?
that? And then like I'm seeing them wheel the other people out still on their beds and they're on their sides. And it's like hitting me that I'm like, oh my gosh. And then they bring the gown in and it's back open. And I'm like, okay, this is happening.
But
like,
did you
this is
leave
happening.
your top on?
Yeah.
And your socks. So guess
they
what?
gave me socks.
Did they all?
Little grippy socks.
Not poop ones though.
No.
That's a bummer. That would be so much cooler. So if you have a recommendation, if you have shit socks, wear them, like poop emoji socks.
Yeah.
I would have. And if you have any sort of poop emoji shirt, like wear that.
Absolutely.
And it keeps you comfy and your tootsies warm and it's just nice.
It is nice.
Yeah.
And I mean, why not have fun with it?
Yeah.
You got to do it. You're there anyways.
Yep.
Yeah. So, so that anxiety set in for me when I was like, facing the reality of what was going to happen. So
not for me. I don't know. I was just like, I guess it was like, oh yeah, you're doing an IV. Why? Because I didn't realize that I was like taking the sleepy juice. It wasn't like a crazy amount of anesthesia. They put the oxygen in my nose. So I'm just sitting there breathing and she's kind of explaining. She's like, so what we're going to do, you're not going to feel a thing. Mm-hmm. We're going to fill you up with gas so that everything opens up so that we're just running our little camera through. We're going to check for any sort of, they can look at this point too, because I've had this done, right, for diverticulitis or any sort of problems with your intestines. Check those out as well as any polyps. And if we see one, we'll remove it. Or if we see more, then we'll take that out. And then you're going to wake up in 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, let's just fill us up. And that's what I say. But what does Meg say?
I was a booty balloon.
Macy's Day Parade balloon.
So Macy's Day booty balloon.
That's the
one going down the street.
I picture the butt up. Like I'm just like butt up, just like whoop. Just she's gonna be a booty balloon.
Yeah.
Hottest tip that neither one of us did, and I just pray that one of you guys will do this for your doctors.
And if you do, please
post pictures.
Post it. Just tell us.
Pictures.
Well, I mean, maybe a little bit. You could like just blur out your crack.
Smidge. Megan told me to put a message up my butt, but I guess that's a bad idea because they have to stick the equipment and they blow the gas. They might have just shot that baby right in my stomach. That
Return to sender.
Whoop. It's like message in a bottle gone the wrong direction. Like, so we decided not to do that. Plus, I didn't really want to drug mule a message in.
Yeah.
So I told her the story instead. And she's like, we did have somebody write on their butt. So Megs was going to maybe put like, do not pull the string.
Yeah. Because I was on my period. So I was like, don't pull the string.
And then what was your other one that you thought about?
So then I was like, oh, they're probably not going to even see my string because they're not.
They're not.
I mean,
that's not what they're looking at.
You're not like this.
No,
like,
no. You're just literally. Guys. You're just like I am right now.
Yeah,
you're just in like a fetal position to the side. Like you're very comfortable.
I had
like you're
one
sleeping
leg
at night.
straight, one leg over, just to.
Not a big deal.
He said, "So your tripod, tripod yourself,
tripod yourself, okay. Beautiful."
And then my other one was going to say, "Oh, thank you for your duty," but DOODY.
But then, I mean, if you're going to do that, have your husband do it before he leaves for work or whatever, because it's hard to write yourself. And also you're probably going to chicken out because it just starts to get weird. And that's okay. Down. And you know what? You don't have to write on your butt. You can still get a colonoscopy. Yeah. Even if you don't.
You cannot have as much fun with it. You can just do it because it needs to be done. And it's not as hard as everyone makes it out to be.
But if you want to be a jokester or prankster, just don't do the message in the bottle. We said it right now. Quote us. Don't do that. But maybe a little message on the butt.
Message on the cheeks.
Message on the buttle.
So when I finally got back to sit down into the chair to get my IVs and stuff and go over paperwork and everything, I wasn't quite all the way in my normal state of mind. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't out of my mind, but it was like, I'm tired and hungry,
Yeah. Yeah. So, and you guys, that's just like any time when you're kind of hangry or whatever, and your brain's just like, what? And again, you can do hard things. Megan's mantra.
Yeah, I was like, I got this. I can still do this. Yeah. And then they walked me back into the room and I laid down myself. Same thing. They put the oxygen in my nose and he just pulled out this syringe of white liquid. And he was like, next time you hear it, he was like, it's fast acting. It comes on strong, goes out strong. Like you'll be in and out of here.
The white liquid was not going up her butt.
Nope. It was going right into my IV. And then propofol.
Snoozy,
propofol.
Yeah. Somebody's like, did you enjoy your propofol nap? And I'm like, oh boy, did I ever. I did not know I was going to,
he was like, okay, the next thing you're going to hear is you're done. And I'm like, oh, okay. And he put it in and I was like, blink, blink.
You're done.
Out. Yep. Out. Oh, and it felt good on the way out, man. I was like, ugh.
This is what my tummy sounded like. That's what it sounds like when they blow up your intestines. You go in, they give you the propofol. You're like, meow. You're out, and they're like, she's full. And then they do it. They do it Miss Frizzle style from the bus. What's the bus show? And then they just take their little spaceship and they ride it right up your little Rumpelstiltskin and they just float around. They just look at all the different things. Like, look at that, look at that, look at that. And they take pictures. What's the magic school bus? And then Miss Frizzle, they zip on out and they close her up. That's the technical process. So for moms, this will be the best nap you will have had in however many years since you got pregnant. It's going to be so good. You sleep so hard. Good. It was great.
It was great.
Then we woke up. I mean, I woke up and I'm in the waiting room and I'm like, they're talking to me like I'm coherent. P.S. Now that I look back, I'm just like, who do you think you were talking to? Like, okay, you did great. Your ass looks wonderful. They didn't say that. Actually, I did tell John, that was one of the nicest, they didn't say asses, colons. Like, I'm like, she was just, everything was so
sparkly,
healthy,
beautiful,
and sparkly. And I was like, and you guys, whoa, excuse me, I got so excited about my butt. Regardless of what the message would be, I know that I would be leaning towards being healthier no matter what. Having taken 36 hours to take care of my body and have those results walking out no matter what. So I wobbled my way dizzy to my car and got home and made the most delicious bowl of soup I've ever had. Ooh. It was like you either being, I don't know what being super high is like, really like being super drunk and being like, I'm going to eat a drunk meal. And then I went and took another nap. That was my post process.
That just makes me think of that David Hasselhoff video where he's eating a burger on the floor in his bathroom or whatever. Have you seen that? He was so wasted and he's like, this is so good. Yeah. So did you have polyps or anything going on in there?
Literally, they said it was one of the cleanest, like just like whole. And I think that's also, she was expected my blood pressure to be off, my other stats to be off, but they weren't. So
great.
It was amazing.
Great.
Yeah.
I had a polyp.
She had one.
And it was borderline. So they said it was 7 millimeters. There was just one this time, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was 7 millimeters. And after 10, that's too big. So I was getting close. Like, what if I would have waited another 3 years because I didn't want to do it?
Because the 10 is where the cancer can start to basically maybe attach itself or start to develop.
Yep, exactly. Okay. So 7 millimeters, he went in, took it out because it was a little bit bigger. They put, he called it a Barbie clothespin. So they clamped it off. Yeah. So they took it off and then they clamped the area so that it wouldn't bleed.
Yep.
And it is a stainless steel little clamp. It's up in there right now, just waiting to come on out. So after everything heals,
part of her.
I know he said after everything heals, it will just move along its way and come right out. He was like, you won't even know it's gone. I hope I see it. I kind of want to see what it looks like.
She's going to be investigating her poop for the next 2 months because it could take that long. Hey, Kasten, bring the flashlight in here.
Bring your sieve.
Mom's got to see what's going on.
Bring your sandcastle unit kit. Bring it in here. Mommy's got to work. Mom's got work to do.
I'm mining for a Barbie pin.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't go that far.
But then you felt like because you had yours removed. Do you feel like you're in pain at all? Were you in pain after? Are you in pain today? It's the day after.
So,
you just had this done
yesterday.
24 hours ago.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah,
literally. Not even. It's been less. So no, the only thing I do remember waking up, and I felt really out of it, but I'm pretty sure I remember everything. I don't know. I guess I should ask my mom, but
she sent me a video. We think that it's kind of like the adult version of getting your wisdom teeth out.
Yeah.
Where you kind of like wake up and you're kind of like dizzy and whoopy, but you can still talk and do stuff. And then you watch yourself afterwards and you're like, I kind of remember that.
Funny. Yeah.
Kind of like a dream.
Like, yeah, a little bit of a dream state. So the only thing I remember waking up is I was like crampy. Like I was crampy right here, and I said something, and I was like, I have like cramps, and then I was thinking, oh well, maybe it's my period, and they were like, no, that's kind of normal because they fill you with that gas.
Yeah.
So he was like, even just getting up and walking, he was like, if you have to let it go, let it go.
Yeah.
I didn't. I never really did, which is interesting. I wonder where all that.
They used to make you like you couldn't leave until you farted. That was a big thing because she told me, she's like, guess what? You don't have to fart any longer.
Yeah,
and she's like, the guys are kind of disappointed because it used to be like a musical room back there.
Jingle
farts.
That's
Jingle farts.
Wayne would have loved that. That's his favorite song right now. So I just actually after that I walked to the car a little bit loopy, but able to walk right away.
Yep.
And I felt better already. So those little crampies went away, and I haven't had any problems since then. No pain at all. The only thing is,
yes.
Today my tummy is still not quite 100% there.
Right.
It's like nothing's quite solid yet.
Right.
So my tummy sounds like the intro to Rack City. This is what it sounded like when I woke up this morning.
Rack City, bitch. Rack City.
So yeah, I had a little Rack City going on in my tummy this morning. But other than that, it's really not bad. And I'm not having even that feeling of like, I have to go. Like I have to go. It's just like, and I haven't yet, but it's still.
Don't you feel kind of like svelte though? Like good? Like, I cleaned out my 5 foot or 25 feet, whatever, how long it is. I cleaned out my whole freaking colon.
Yeah. I was good. I feel like I light on my feet. I could do ballet moves right now. I could jump and twirl in the air.
I could do it all.
I could do it all.
So this reminded me of how our digestive system works. And you guys, having been a nutritional coach for over a decade and talking to people about their villi and their intestines, and I had a whole speech about, so like in your intestines, there's these little hair-like structures and they're called villi, and they should be super, I'm going to give it to you guys. They should be super clean, because what happens is when they clean, they absorb all of the nutrients you're eating. So when you have a greasy hamburger, it's like pulling it in, and that's when you like basically shit your pants because they're so liquid clean. But what happens is, for most of us, our diets are so awful, and on a continual basis, our colons aren't cleaned out, that those little villi are like covered in goo, and it's like a dirty clogged drain. So like you picture like like if you're the one in your household who has to like scoop out all that hair and that nasty and that just stinks and it's just slimy, that's what your intestines look like. Not ours, not after this. Clean as a whistle, whoop, all those little villi. Because I was telling her, we went out on a date. My mom watched the boys on Monday night, so this was a few days after my procedure, and I had like 3 drinks and I was feeling good. And I was like, dude, what is going on? And so when she mentioned that today, I was like, oh yeah, my intestines are ready to absorb whatever I put in it, whether that's something healthy, nutritious, if it's alcohol or saturated fats or whatever, it's basically soaking things up. So I could see, Megs, some people might have some dietary, and I don't know, you guys tell me if this is true, but if you go right back to eating Taco Bell and McDonald's and greasy, dirty foods, you might notice that they're eliminating faster because you're absorbing so many nutrients, or maybe you get kind of a headache or whatever because you're not eating well. So what a great opportunity to consider this like a real reset and be like, you know what? I'm going to feed you an apple or one of the little nut cheese berry packs. I'm going to give you some good nutrition right now, because you're able to absorb all of those things and really feel like what it feels like to have a healthy digestive tract, which is so cool.
That is pretty cool.
It's so cool. This procedure is so awesome. You get help, you find out.
You're 45, you get to reset.
Yep. You get your polyps removed, you get some good little drugs at the end, and then you're feeling good and svelte, and you've reset your body.
Awesome.
Why? Like, put me in another 5 years.
Right?
You might not have to go for 10, but I want to go in 5.
That's right.
Do me early.
So why wouldn't you do it?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you go? Look, we just made it sound amazing.
You're ready.
Then on top of it, when you leave after your propofol, they say you are not allowed to do much today, Mom.
No honeydews.
You can't operate machinery, which I feel like is a dishwasher.
She told me that. She's like, that includes a washing machine, dishwasher. She's like, the faucet, whatever. Don't do anything.
And then you come home and you just feel real relaxed, real good, real clean, a little hungry. And you just get, and you finally get to eat. So eat something.
And it feels so good
to
eat.
It was. There was a few times before in our shows where we ended it with like, what are you grateful for? I really, really, really understand how grateful I am for just being able to go and eat
and have continuous
whatever
nutrition.
I want at any moment in my life. I am so thankful and so blessed and so privileged to walk into my kitchen and eat at any time that I want
anytime. What an incredible and impactful just way to like close out with gratitude for other people. They're not doing colonoscopy preps. They just don't have access to food. And we have access to medicine and doctors and support to be able to prolong our life in healthy ways and also go have a freaking burrito after. Like, we're lucky. We're so lucky.
Yeah. Not only is it food, but it's whatever food I want.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So we hope that you guys feel a little bit better about the potential process of, not potential.
No, who's going to do it? Tell us. Let us know. Say, I've got mine scheduled, or I'm calling my doctor right now, or I already did mine. Woohoo!
Yeah, talk about it. Make it a thing. And it's okay. And like, if you're a sharer on social media, share. People are gonna be like, oh, well, Megs is doing hers. I guess maybe I can do mine too. Like, it's not that big of a deal, so that we can break through the stigma, because we have recently lost family members, because we've lost a slew of family members, damn it, over the last 5 years. And one of our dear cousins, he died of colon cancer, and rapidly and young, and, at 50 years old. And his mama, who just passed away, her advocation from that moment was just like, get your colon screening, like do your screenings, you guys, because her mama her mom at heart thinking, man, if he would have gone when he was 45, and that wasn't his journey, and that's okay. But you guys, you have an option right now to create your next path. So get your pooper scoopered. Get your pooper scoopered. You guys, shit's for real.
Shit's real.
Get your shit done. Get your shit done.
Shit's fantastic.
Yep. Huh. Okay.
Feel real good afterwards.
We feel great. 24 hours after, 5-6 days after, and here we are doing a shit episode, a poop episode, poop-episode. All right.
Poop casting.
Let us know if you guys have questions. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button. Again, make sure that if you know anybody who might need to hear this, like I know you've been resisting this, just shoot it over to them so they can hear how it's not even not that bad. It's just not bad. It's
pretty easy.
It's just a little procedure you go get done and you get to feel clean as a whistle afterwards. Some people are like, I wish I could do that every year. Just clean myself out.
That's what I said. I was like, maybe they'll
6
just give me
months.
like some of that liquid every couple months.
Yeah.
I don't need to have anything checked out. Just let me clean everything out once in a while.
Feel like this. Yeah.
That was nice.
It feels good.
It does feel. It feels really good.
Yeah.
So get in there.
Get on up in there.
Call your gastrointestinal
guy.
and get him. Get it in there.
Get it on. Get up in there, you guys. We love you so much.
We love your guts.
We love your guts. We love your intestinal gut, your 5-foot track of intestinal guts. Your clean guts.
Right. Rack City.
Rack City, bitch. Rack City. Love you. Bye.
Thanks for joining, and don't forget to subscribe and, of course, share with your friends. Guys, that's how we impact more lives. All right, see you next time.
10, 20s and I, nigga, we ain't sell a bit. The man's last king, Rack City, bitch. Rack 10, Rack City. Got the paint, I need my money pronto. If you ain't got no ass, bitch, wear a poncho. It's 2-turn going up like gas, goddamn.